this next event is going to be the end of July, right? And it's going to be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So I know there's been some people on this call maybe have already heard rumors of it and purchased a ticket. But this is kind of like we're officially pushing it out now and opening it up. So the event, we've got a few different tickets, and I'll just kind of like explain a few different things here. So this picture here with this pool is not where it's at. That was our last event. So those highlights there. So that was a house in Orlando, but it kind of gives you an idea of the style. So we've got the agenda laid out here. So the first day, this is for the rank masters that are actually, I guess we didn't put it on there. The inner circle rank masters. We have a whole day laid out. I think we're going to be going rafting. I've got my friend who has a private plane, and I'm trying to get him to give like private tours for the inner circle to fly around Gatlinburg and the mountains over there. Beautiful. So we're going to spend the day with that inner circle. VIPs can check in on Wednesday so we have the accommodations taken care of, and we'll have a VIP dinner for the inner circle, the VIP and the rank masters. All the rank masters are welcome to join us for that dinner. So we'll be talking shop, we'll be networking, we'll be hanging out. So awesome time. If you guys have been to one of our events before, we have an amazing community. And then on Thursday, we have the VIP day. So if you're in VIP, we have multiple sessions. We will get these sessions published in here. We are working to we're only going to do, I think 2 or 3 speakers for this event. Previously, we'd done like 15 or 20 speakers. We're kind of like changing things a little bit for this event to make it a little bit more intimate, and not have it be like this person to this person to this person. So we think that's going to be a better environment while we still bring amazing people, and a lot of amazing, really talented people are going to be joining us. Like Holly, if you guys don't know Holly Starks on the call here, amazing SEO. She will be joining us as well. So there's going to be tons of super talented people there with tons of knowledge on different things, even if they're not going to be presenting. So we've got the breakout sessions. As always, everything at our events is catered. So we will bring in caterers, awesome food. We'll make tons of time for networking, workshops, all kinds of different sessions. So we haven't added in. We're kind of like finalizing the details. We know Jeff, who's on the call here, right? Jeff has a background as a corporate attorney and has been in this SEO game. He was a salesperson in my agency for several years before moving into head of partnerships for our software company, LeadSnap. Chris Moore is our business partner in Rank Masters. So Chris is one of the most talented marketers that I've ever met. So not big in the like SEO space, but more in like paid media. He has part ownership in 16 different companies, I believe. One of them is the largest business acquisition coaching program in the world. 18,000 students, just absolutely brilliant mind, multiple Inc. 5000 awards. At one point, I think he had close to 1,000 clients in the med spa area. Just very, very talented, very intelligent person. And then myself, right? So I think we're going to keep this on here for another week. I can't remember the exact date, but we will be pulling this off. And these early bird prices will be gone, right? They'll be gone forever. We won't be going back on that. So we have the $500 essentially. This will include Friday and Saturday at the Mastermind and catered meals and Saturday night dinner. Unlike our other events, this event actually ends on Saturday because of the timing of the availability of this place. So checkout is on Sunday. So like Saturday will be kind of like the end of it. All right. And then we have the VIP ticket, which we're going to lay out. It's in gold because we're going to lay out the gold carpet, or maybe it's the red carpet. So the event's in 54 days. There's a lot of testimonials on here. If you guys haven't been to one of our events, check it out. People like it. This, of all the things that we've done, building this community and hosting these events is one of my favorite. It's not the most profitable, but seeing the impact that we've had on people and kind of them sharing their takeaways from it is amazing. There's a lot of them on here, and we probably could actually double this if we wanted to. So you can get tickets through here, pick it out. We will reach out to you. I think there is, Jeff, I think there is there's a form on there that's connected, right? To get the different like dietary restrictions. Is that,
Correct.
do you know if that's the
Yep,
case, Jeff?
there's an intake form and the waivers. So yeah, it'll run you through that process once you get your ticket.
Awesome. Okay. So this is the place in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. So the best spot to fly into is Knoxville. That's the closest. Asheville, North Carolina is also not that far. I think it's 2 hours and 1 hour. We're going to try to organize to move people as a land to try to organize groups to make that easier on you guys because it is a little bit of a trek. This was one of our hesitations with this place, but the place is so awesome. And it's in such a cool spot that we decided to go with it. So the place is called King of the Mountain that we're staying at. There's 18 bedrooms in this cabin, right? So it is unbelievable. You can kind of go through. This is mansionmasterminds.com if you guys want to check it out. But there's an indoor swimming pool. The bedrooms are awesome. There's amazing views. I think every bedroom has its own private bathroom. Some of the bedrooms are shared. So we have, you know, different plans for those different ones. But there's a lot of space out there. You can kind of see the view in some of these pictures. It's going to be amazing. This is just like such a cool area. If you guys haven't been to this part of the country, it is this is one like our idea here is to kind of three things. One is to have this be unforgettable for you guys. So we do that by putting this in an amazing venue, creating an amazing atmosphere. Two is to help you guys build relationships, right? So no matter what we teach you guys at this conference, when you leave and you walk away, only a portion of that is going to be remembered and able to be implemented directly from like a presentation. However, when you establish relationships with the people and you can continue the conversation because you're comfortable enough with them and they're comfortable enough to actually share what they're doing because you're not just some like internet friend at that point. Like this is where the real value comes from, right? With this. So those are the focuses of this event. And three is obviously we're going to give you guys amazing presentations. If you guys have been to any of our past events, like all of the speakers in my mind, looking back on things have been amazing, right? We've had fantastic people. We had Brandon Maloof at the last event,
Eddie Maloof.
Eddie Maloof, I'm sorry, Eddie Maloof, who is, I think he said on average, he was adding $275,000 in MRR to his business every month, right? We have Chris Evans, who ran multiple nine-figure businesses. We've had SaaS founders that are in this agency space, big coaches from different. We have Dan Martell's head coach came to join us at the last event, right? So people that are coaching in the agency space, people that have products in the agency space. So I haven't put the names out there of the three speakers that I think we have for this event, but those will be coming very soon, and you can trust that they're going to be some heavy hitters if we're bringing them out there. All right, so we got workshops, sessions. We spent a lot of time in breakout sessions. Unlike just like listening to lectures, the idea is let's put each other in small groups with, what are the problems that you're having with? Let's find other people that have the same problems and let's work together. And, I don't want this to feel like a hotel event where it's lecture after lecture after lecture. That's not this. This is a mansion mastermind. This is us like hanging out, networking, having drinks, having fun, having food, laughing. I think there's a theater inside here. We've got multiple hot tubs. We're going to be doing little events because it's such a cool area, like going out on hikes and stuff like this. So that's the plan for this. I would recommend getting your tickets as soon as possible because we anticipate this is a mansion. We anticipate we'll sell out. We've already sold a lot of tickets before we even open, right? I think we've sold maybe 15, 20 tickets before we even put this out. I think we can accommodate 60 people. So we're probably about a third of the way gone of our tickets before publishing. So if you're interested in joining, would love to have you guys come. Alec, I think you came to one of our past masterminds too. I'm not sure if anyone else on this call, aside from myself and Jeff. Alec, what was your experience like last time you came?
I think I've been to two of them, actually.
My apologies. Sorry, I didn't mean to shortchange you there, buddy.
No, they were first event I went to with you guys was the first time I met anyone in SEO at all in person ever. It's always been a solo mission for me. and it was super good. It was a lot of yeah, I definitely have been to two because I remember the pool differences between the two. But
There was a pool upgrade for the second one, right?
yeah,
We went to Miami and one of them were in Orlando, right? The first
one was the
Orlando.
paddleball court and the other was the lazy
Yeah,
river
yeah, yeah.
pool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so it was great because at that stage, like there's so much he says, she says in the SEO world. So being there in person and like talking to people who built agency, there's just so much more that people are willing to, like you said, share between the sessions. Um, and so it was cool to just like put faces to names of people that I met in a lot of the calls and get them to, it's not like I had to get them to do anything. They were really open about sharing and being like, you should care about this. You shouldn't care about this. Here's what we're doing. Here's what it looks like. Here's how I stay organized. Here's where I get my clients. Like everyone was really open. And then the second time, I like knew everybody, felt like I knew everybody, even the people I didn't know. And it was like, you know, seeing the same people gathering. It's like, okay, what'd you do? What's changed? What did you apply? What's happened since then? And it's just, I don't know, it becomes like your community and your group. So it's, I don't know, really fulfilling and kind of like if you can find a way to get there, it's a no-brainer. And I think most of the people who go consider it a no-brainer. That's why everyone keeps going. I think last event had
Yeah.
like, I don't even know what you said because I wasn't able to make it because the twins came, but something like
Yeah.
85% people were returning. And then all the speakers stuck around the last two events. They like go there to speak for like an hour and then they stay for like 3 days. So
Yeah. That's we've had people that's one of the cool things. That's when you know you're doing something right is when someone's like, "Hey, let me fly in there and I'll fly out." And it's like and then like a high level person, they're like, "Actually, I'm going to change my flight. I want to stay and hang out." And when we see the you know, people that keep coming back, right? It's like a snowball. We keep adding more and more people each time. So, um
yeah,
I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be an awesome event. You know, we've already started our prep on it and you know, like getting everything in alignment. We just did an event like this 2 weeks ago and a company that owns the same cabins and it was amazing like just being in that you know you're like in the Smoky Mountains. The place we stayed in was a 26 bedroom cabin. It had a basketball court. I think this one has a basketball court inside of it as well. Last time at our last one, we had a basketball court inside and basketball games were breaking out. There's a bowling alley in the last one. So I haven't been to this house. My wife went and checked this one out and she said it's fantastic. So, um, you know, you just kind of like get enough of these pieces together there with like great people, great content, great venue, amazing food, right? We've got time to relax and enjoy it. Like it's hard to go wrong. It's hard to go wrong at that point, right? And we made the tickets super cheap for the general admission to try to make it easier for people to come, right? 500
yeah,
bucks. You know, you probably spend more on the travel to get there. I get that, depending on where you're coming from. But 500 bucks, like it's we want to build this community. So we'd love it if you guys know people that would want to join for this event. They're in good hands, right? This is an awesome time with people who care about trying to help you guys grow, right? So we've seen a lot of our members and people that have come to our events, like Spencer. I know Spencer was stuck at 10K a month for a few years. He just hit 84K a couple of weeks ago. So now he's a seven-figure agency. So we've seen tremendous growth from people that have taken some of this stuff and implemented it and put it into place. So, you know, between like having a great time, making friends, and having impact on your business, that's what this is about for us. So we get excited for it. And you know, we had people come over from last event was really cool because we had people fly over from Sweden and Portugal and like started bringing in Europeans. And I don't know if we have a couple Australians that are interested in flying over. I don't know if they're going to do that, if they've pulled the trigger yet, but it's kind of cool as this like becomes our small event to this kind of like international event where people are coming in from all over the place. And, you know, I guess as this thing stacks up more people, we're going to have to find bigger mansions because 18 bedrooms probably won't cut it for the future ones. And just for the general admission people, you're going to have to like find your own lodging, right? Which are like, if you want and you're doing general admission and you want us to match you up with people so that you guys can like share costs, then we can absolutely do that. So just let us know. Jeff, do you have anything to add about this upcoming event? Thank you, Alec, for sharing.
I mean, I love these events because everybody just kind of comes together and the community vibe makes such a huge impact on the way that you do business. Most of us are isolated, we're working from home. We don't get a lot of connection with other people in the community. Like Alex said, he had never met an SEO until he came to one of our events. And we foster the culture of sharing and not being stingy with the things that you know. We believe in the abundance of opportunities, and I think a lot of people kind of get into this mode where they feel like, oh, lead generation or SEO, it's saturated. There's people everywhere. There's not good people everywhere, and it's always our goal to bring the most cutting edge, innovative ideas, speakers, and process to our community so that people can be ahead of the game and build a real business out of it instead of just dabbling or not really understanding how many pieces of the puzzle are really involved here to make a real business work. And so we go way beyond just SEO and really focus on how to run a business at scale. And like Spencer's a great example of somebody who got to seven figures. And that's not something you can do without having multiple breakdowns along the way at certain hit points in the MRR. So being able to get the right answers at the right time and have people around you who are ahead of you so that you can be not only be inspired but have the solutions that you need to move your business forward is yeah, it's critical in my opinion. And several people who have been to the event have just been like, wow, like this is the vibe I've been looking for. This is what I didn't know I was missing until I got here, because they just are in this mode of working in isolation, lone wolfing, and all of that. And once you get into the community and experience what it's like to enjoy an amazing mansion like this, and um, like Patrick said, the speakers often stay the whole weekend, so they get done with their speech and they're like, hey, dinner's at 6. I'm gonna go change and meet you in the hot tub. It's not like they're coming in and for their speech and then flying out or whatever. So you get to spend a lot of quality time with people and build real relationships, which your net worth is your network is your net worth, right? So this is a great opportunity to build that net worth through your network and get new skills and new opportunities that come up. We've had several partnerships that have formed at these events, and yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Jeff, for sharing that. Ology, permanently driving, always on the road. I don't know if this is at this point I start to question whether this is your phone or your computer is just built into your dashboard and this is how you work. Maybe that is a green screen in the background. Are you going to be joining us? I know you're driving right now. Are you going to be joining us at the event in a couple months? He's muted. No, not so. There we
Thank you.
go.
It's
You're
hard
welcome.
for me to find the button. I'm actually driving. Guys, I really hope so. I'm gonna do my bestest to try to make it. I'm not saying no I'm saying yes 99%.
Awesome.
Events nobody can. It's an instant FOMO. Instant FOMO if you
Yeah.
don't buy the ticket.
Have you been to all of our events? I think you have.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It won't be the same without you. That'd be amazing. I'm excited. I know you've been cooking up some big stuff in your business there with new clients and which is cool. How is that going?
I have another call tonight. We'll see. I'm hopeful. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to say anything yet, but hopefully, I'm, progressing.
Yes. Well, it's cool. It's cool to see you winning and moving things forward. So that's awesome. Hope to see you at that event. A couple other people coming in. So guys, we are not smart enough to understand how to stream into Facebook anymore. So what we will do is we will figure that out. That's one thing. The second thing we'll do is we'll take this recording and we'll post it in the group. So if you've missed anything about us talking about the event that we have coming up, you can go back through those details. I've posted the link mentioned masterminds, plural.com is in there. Would love to see you guys at the event. It's going to be amazing. And it's, in my opinion, the reason people come back so frequently to our events is they say like, hey, this money that I spent to do this was worth way less than what I got out of it. So that's what we're going to connect. We're trying to raise the bar every time we do it. And that will certainly be the case at this next event. So, Mr. Greg, welcome to the call. Does anyone have any questions about the event before we go on? Greg, I saw you unmuted, and I feel like we should
Thank you. I
talk now.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So any questions about the event before we go on? Other than that, it'll just be like a Q&A session. If anybody's struggling with something, wants help on moving things forward, don't know what to do next, I'm happy to answer those questions. If not, this is going to get a bit awkward. I'll just tell you about my day, maybe list off random things. Who's struggling with something and wants some help moving things forward in their business? Greg, is that a hand up, or is that
no? I'm actually
you're throwing me a lifeboat?
It's setting up my agency computer wise. That's the biggest issue for me.
So when you say computer wise, does that mean like buying like computers or installing like, hey, what do I need to do? Like what tech do I need to install?
Well, like, if I'm going to go ahead and blast an email, I know you just don't blast an email. There are steps that you have to take to open up several email accounts, and you have to there's a protocol to it, and it's just wrapping my head around the protocol.
So I'll give you a rundown of what I would recommend. Let me share my screen real quick. Here's what I would do. If I were to start over again in my agency, what would I do? Well, the first thing I want to do, let's bring this. I did an amazing drawing the other day for a new student, and I think I still have that. Yes, I do. Okay. Here's what I would do. All right. So this amazing drawing is trademarked. Just kidding. All right. So here's what I would do is first you want to get your list, right? You want to get a list, and I'll take you through how you can do that. And then what you want to do is you want to call that list. Actually, I think over here. Nope, I didn't. Okay. An overview of the process is like you really want to focus on the beginning on sales, right? Because with sales, if you land clients, then you have the ability to pay for other things that maybe you don't know how to do. There's other people out there who know how to do them, right? So this should always be what entrepreneurs who grow do well is they ask themselves who, not how questions. Like, who can do this? But how can I pay for this first, right? And that comes from selling people. So if you can sell people and you can close clients, then you'll get the option for sales calls, and then you can use this to outsource stuff, right? We can see outsource website GMB. So the next step, what we do is let's learn, as we're doing this, we can learn how are we going to manage the website, right? And we can bring some of this stuff in-house, and then we can cut our costs by bringing it in-house when we have enough volume, right? If we have a full-time developer, then we can bring in a developer, and we teach on how to hire, what to look for, what should we expect, how much should we pay them, all those different things. So, but it has to start up here. So one of the first things we do with our students is have them get a list. So where do we get that list? I'm going to show you in just a second. Once we have the list, here's 3 different ideas that you can do. This is like the pipeline level. So the pipeline is going to supply leads to us, which is going to give us prospects. If we handle the prospects correctly and they're qualified, that's going to lead to sales calls. If we're good at sales, that will lead to us having clients. When we have clients, we have money to pay to outsource these things without knowing how to do them, right? Like I don't run ads. I outsource my ads right now, right? I outsource that part. These other ones I have internally. I've built out a team of those, and we have a whole structure around it. This is kind of like a high level view. So getting the list, there's a lot of different ways to get the list. I will show you some recommended ones. My favorite one is Coldlytics. And I do have, I'm sorry?
What's it called again? Coldlytics?
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
So if anyone's interested and you want to participate to the Patrick Shannon affiliate program, I have an affiliate link. It will give you a discount that you can use. So maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. All right. So you get your Coldlytics account. And the reason I like Coldlytics over these other ones, there's other ones out there like Apollo, and there's a ton of them. Like Apollo is another one. Here's why I don't like Apollo versus Coldlytics. Let me do Apollo email list so we get the right one, right? So I think it's this apollo.io. So there's a lot of other ones out there, Seamless, all these ones. What they do is they go out and they scrape lists and they'll get information. And in my opinion, you'll end up with a lot of information on those lists that are like info@thisdomain.com or the company phone number. And you try to call these people or you try to email, but nobody checks those. What's different with Coldlytics is they start with that. And then they scrape just like these other ones. But instead of them stopping at that point, they continue on. And they have real humans who will go through and curate the list and verify data. So the data that you have in their list will be much better. So you'll have a higher success rate. I don't know that they were more expensive. It's $100 a month. A credit is like a record, but you'll have a lot less records with them because these will be real people. They'll be verified. And if you ever have an issue, then you can say, hey, this wasn't a real one, and they will refund you for it or replace it. I can't remember what they do exactly, but it's fantastic. The human intervention part of it is excellent with what it does. Okay.
Will they give you like a test drive to see if, you like it, or is it something you just got to join and, feel them out?
No. I don't know if they have a free account because they have real human labor attached to what they're doing. It's not just like scraping it. So that for me is the best one. You have alternatives like this. There's another one that's cheaper called D7 Lead Finder. And I've got an account for this, but I kind of use it for a different purpose. And I'll just like log in and show you this. Let me pull this off the screen to not give away any of my special stuff in here. Okay. All right. I believe this is the account. So you can see I'm in Concrete, and D7 Lead Finder is, I think it's cheaper. Can't remember exactly what it costs. Let's see if I can still go to their website without logging in. View plans, maybe $50 a month, or 44, 55, and 120. So these are scrapers, and that's the difference between D7 Lead Finder and Coldlytics. So if I put in, there's no credit limit on this. What's a city that you're trying to close a client in, Greg?
Let's say Ocean City, Maryland.
Ocean City, Maryland. And what niche?
I've been talking to an optometrist.
I don't know why that's not coming up. Leave me alone, Roberto. There we go. Okay. And the keyword. So we'll put in here optometrist.
Okay. Or eye doctor, whatever.
Yeah, it'll probably pull both. So
Okay.
you'll see that it's starting, it's fetching. And because I'm paying for a subscription, then I don't think there's any cap on how many searches I can do. Whereas Coldlytics, I'm paying for each like credit. But this is the kind of data that you'll get from a lot of these other platforms that
I can't read the fine print, Patrick. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is.
It's not done yet. It's like cooking
Okay.
right now. While it's doing that, I'll just go over here and look at maybe one of the last ones I did. So this was like, looks like we were looking for concrete contractors in Alexandria, Virginia. So this one should be done. So that thing will probably take like 5 minutes or something, but you can kind of see this is for concrete contractors. And this is the business category that they have. Look at this, plumber. engineering services. If I sort, I can sort by this, and go and find concrete contractors in here. Looks like there's 6 pages of this. I think their filtering could use some real improvements, but you see, I can't filter on what I want to there. So I'm roofing service. It's coming back with, I put in concrete contractor as my search term. And this is the kind of stuff that you're going to get from a lot of these other programs. Here's concrete contractors here. Okay, so now I finally found my category here, and there's phone numbers in here. Don't know that they include emails. I think they've got some cool stuff in here, and it's quick and doesn't cost you any credits. So it's like, I just, depending on what you're going to use it for, you may be able to get more value. You can see the reviews that are coming through here, like this Enhanced Homes, which is a custom home builder. Then we've got just contractors on its own, construction.
So why
There's
isn't it
concrete contractors.
why isn't it just zeroing in on concrete? Why are they giving us all the other different trades in the program?
I think there's probably a couple reasons. Whenever you scrape stuff, it's automated, and like whatever they're using, like apparently they're not using some kind of filter to, like, maybe they should have a Google My Business category, but then like what you would also maybe want to have people that don't have Google My Businesses. I don't know exactly why, but like whenever you scrape and you automate things, there's the opportunity for things to, come back like this. I think that you could do it a lot better than they've done it while still automating it and scraping it. But this is the way it is. With Coldlytics, real, you've got real humans that will go through and eliminate the stuff and only charge you for, and like, if you go through, just go to these tops. So there's ads.
Patrick, will Coldlytics actually get a hold of the client and pre-qualify him, or will they just verify the client?
They'll just verify the client. They're not contacting them. They're like using all kinds of data services, and they've been trained. I'm not exactly sure what their special sauce is back there, but this is another big difference right here. If you're going to email these people, look at this email address, stonepatiosva.com. That's the type of email address that is not going to get a response. This one looks a lot better. Nick at this, right? Info. So the ones that come back on Coldlytics are like the people's actual email addresses with like Gmail accounts and things like this. They won't send you this info stuff. That will disqualify that from their list when they see stuff like this. I think they're also checking to see if these are real cell phones. I think they have some sort of like verification service where they can tell if this is like a legitimate number, a cell phone number or something, because they get what they do is they get the business owner's name, and they also get the revenue of the company, and they put that into the spreadsheet for you. So you've got a lot of data, and the data seems to be really, really accurate. That's what I've noticed after using it for a few years. So cheaper option, not as good. Coldlytics, I think it's LeadSnap. Jeff, do you know what it is? Is it LeadSnap 24 or LeadSnap 25?
LeadSnap 24 it should be.
LeadSnap 24, if you're using Coldlytics, will give you a discount and a bunch of extra credits there. So if you're interested in that would be where I would get the list from. So if we go back to we could, at this point, we could call this artwork. We go back to our amazing drawing here. We can see we're getting the list. Then we can call the people on the list. That's one way. Alec mentioned earlier on the call that he was calling all these people, and it was leading to business. You can use this list to build your audience inside Facebook for Facebook ads. It's what we did. Works really well. This is just another random pipeline strategy that's not necessarily, you could use this list and invite these people to the Facebook group, but you want to have a pipeline in here, and the list is a great spot to start. Or if you're niche down, you can go through and you can say like, hey, here's my hit list of people that I'm interested in. Let me see if we had run that. See if what we got back for optometrists, if that is completed or if that thing is still cooking. All right, so we'll see what came back here now. So there's only 11 entries in here for optometrists, right? And I
Okay.
don't know how big Ocean City is. You can
Well,
see this is
yeah.
there's only maybe like two on here or three. There's obstetrician, optometrist. This is an eye care clinic. I don't just it just says retail. It could be people have the wrong listing, and you can kind of look over here. This is an eye
Sure.
center, so maybe that's valid. Oh, that is optometry. Yeah. So a couple programs to check out there for you, Greg.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. All
You
right.
are most welcome. All right. Any other questions? No, we're good. All right. I'll tell you one of the things that we're excited about in our agency that we're working on. Um, we're probably going to push this out to our rank masters once we get it solved. But here's the idea is being able to fully automate onboarding, right? So having everything like things get set up for you. And then we're trying to think about how we can remove our developers, the WordPress developers, like probably like 95% of their work from our team and having our essentially marketing assistants be able to do this stuff. So here's what we're working on is like we have a collection of different websites and themes that we've built. So we're taking those websites and I think we've selected 12 of them and we said, okay, these are 12 different like themes that we're going to use. And we're going to take all the content that's in there and we're going to turn it into lorem ipsum. So it's just going to be like, look like nonsense content that's easy to identify. We're going to make all the pictures be like bright yellow pictures. And then we're going to save these in that format. And then every time we go to install a new website or set up a new website, the idea is that we press a couple buttons and we select one of these themes, and then it goes in and installs that in there. So we have a shell of a website with all the different service pages. Everything is built out within a couple minutes. And then it's easy to identify where work needs to be done because it's all in that lorem ipsum and yellow pictures. And we're going to standardize it so all of our websites on the back end look the same. And we're going to create SOPs so that a marketing assistant, without being a developer, they're like, hey, here's how you can edit the content for this section. Here's how you can edit this page and do these different things. So by doing this, we hope that like what would traditionally be developers can now be the work can be done by VAs, where maybe we're developers aren't the bottleneck, right? Where we don't have to wait for days and days for this stuff to happen. And we can really speed up the process there.
Do,
Greg,
do we have a template for lead generation specialists like ourselves? Or will
that's what
we?
all of our stuff will be for our team. It'll just be like lead generation templates in there.
Will
And this
that
is
be a perk or do we have to pay for it?
I'm not quite sure about if we're going to push that out to the LeadSnap group. I know we're probably going to share this in the processes and the SOP videos for our rank masters coaching students. I haven't thought about pushing it out to like the general public or to like the LeadSnap community, but that's a good question.
It would certainly boost your popularity if you offered it to everybody.
Yeah, I I'll be honest with you. That is not that's not a motivator for me to be more popular. Like,
Well, you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
It would certainly help everybody.
yeah. I know.
And for
I
those of us that don't have a website yet,
Right. Yeah,
so
maybe we can wrap it into a course where we can include like a template and have step-by-step instructions. I'm like trying to figure out how we can serve everyone without, you know, without spending so much time. Like, for years I was doing like free coaching calls and I'm like, hey, we've got to, we've got to put ourselves first sometimes. And, we
sure,
do calls, these weekly calls for free. Obviously, people jump into LeadSnap, into Rank Masters as a product of this call in our events and stuff like that. But it's always a balance. So
nice.
Ala was one of the people. I think we were doing some coaching calls with Miss Ala there for a little while before jumping into Rank Masters. But Greg, my goal is always to help people, and it's like I'm trying to balance that.
Sure.
So
I know
we'll
you're
see.
busy, so
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see how that goes. So I don't see any other questions coming in. So if there's no more questions, we'll probably jump off here. Maybe we'll do, not sure what call we'll do next week, but all right. Ala, you unmuted. You got something to say, my friend? Oh, you muted
Yeah.
again.
No, I'm unmuted. Can you give us a little preview of what's coming up in LeadSnap? Like just a little, like this is coming, everybody.
Yeah,
Well,
there's some awesome stuff that is coming. Like we haven't pushed out any big updates into the platform in the last like couple months since all the AI stuff went out there. But we've been working like crazy on our end, and I have decided, like within Rank Masters, I can share updates, but within here, because we have people and other programs out there that we've seen are really copying a lot of what we do, we want to make sure that we actually get it out before. So we have that, we have like, let's have a 3 to 6 month advantage before people can start on the ideas that we have, rather than showing them and be like, oh, that's a great idea, let's start building that. So let's actually have it live. So but we do have some really cool stuff that's coming. I think a lot of updates are going to drop next week, so maybe next week's call will be that. So there's some super cool stuff coming. I have this goal to try to get some of the longer term updates that we've been working on live by the July event, but we'll see if we can make that happen. Um, yes. So all right. Thank you for the question. All right, guys. That's all she wrote for today. Hope you guys have an amazing week. I hope to see you guys at the event. Mansionmasterminds.com. Greg, if you can make it, it would be awesome to see you there. Alex C. Barr, would be a pleasure if you could come hang out. Anyone else, you guys are all welcome. Would love to see you guys. So, all right. You guys have a great week. Create some wins
Thank
in your
you.
business. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Okay.